So anyway, the next step, I'm going to change my camera view. Now, we have already used these tools today for this ceremony. So everything is kind of like the water now has some of the what we've let go of in the water. This candle is already lit for what we were bringing in. And this is our gratitude plate that we used. But what I want to do is share with you what we've done. So we talk about a burning bowl, but there have been too many instances where it's inappropriate to use fire. It's fine to use fire for one person if you're doing something small like this one. But if you have a group of people,
Hey, Colleen,
yeah.
are you able to spotlight your own video? I can't spotlight it because
Oh, let me
it'll
see.
show up a little bigger on Facebook Live that way.
Okay, let's see. Stop
You
video.
don't need to stop it. You should just be able to.
It doesn't say I can spotlight.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can't on Facebook Live. Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder. Anyway, so so with um, with the water burning bowl, this is what you can use to do a release ceremony when fire isn't going to work for you. So what we have is actually dissolvable paper. And in the dissolvable paper, I got that off of Amazon. You can get it other places. Just typed in dissolvable paper. It was $25 for, or no, $12 for 25 sheets. And then I always cut it into thirds. So what people can do is write what they're going to let go of on the paper and then put it in the water. Today, what I did, because this was a distance ceremony, was just put the Reiki symbols on the paper. I'm not going to show it, but you can kind of see it. Put the Reiki symbols on the paper with the distance symbol and the intention that this was going to allow the people who were in the ceremony to let go of what they're releasing. And we're going to put that ceremony on our YouTube channel, by the way. So if you want to go back and actually do the ceremony, you can. What I'm trying to do now is show you how, if you want to do it for yourself or if you want to do it for a group, that you can do that. So watch this and how the paper actually just dissolves. So when people are letting go, the water then will dissolve what they're releasing. I put quite a bit of paper in this one, so it's getting a little cloudy now. Another way that you can do a burning bowl, and this one I did as an individual, and today we use this to bring in what we were bringing in. And so then I wrote that down on paper and then burned that so that the prayer of what people were bringing in, also with that distance symbol, was going into the fire, and the fire and the smoke were sending the prayer for them into the light where it can be heard by whoever it is that you are sending that to. So then in that case, I use a long piece of paper for this reason right there, and make sure that I have a bowl that can handle it. So that is what that part was. Now, the bigger bowl that you see over there, I have to wait for the flame to die down. This is if you're doing a larger group of people. And this is Epsom salts. That's this bowl. This one is Epsom salts. And if you place the 91% alcohol in it, then it can burn. So the main thing with that is that it can really poof with a flame. And so if you are going to use that technique using Epsom salt and alcohol, make sure you practice somewhere first safe so that you know what to expect when that flame poofs, when the fire hits the alcohol. In what we did today, it actually was kind of anticlimactic. I talked about the fire was going to poof and it just did a little poof, And that was it. So it was a small flame today. And that happens too, but do practice with it to make sure. The other thing that I also want to mention that I think I forgot to mention in the other ceremony is that anytime you're using fire, make sure the fire is out before you dump it somewhere, or dump it with water, put water on it, but do not just assume that, like this right now, even though I didn't experience a lot of fire with it, I would not assume that that fire is completely out and say, dump it in my trash, that type of a thing. So, just little fire hat safety. But the other thing that I want to bring in is, if you're going to do things for a group, the other thing that we do is write our intentions down on a note. And I actually, when I'm doing a ceremony with people in person, I actually have them write what they're going to bring into their life into a note. I have them do a self-addressed envelope and return it to me at the end of the ceremony. And I place it in my prayer bowl that then is placed underneath my my peace grid. And so that is then sent back to them. When I've done this on, we've done this on New Year's, then collecting those, and I send them back to them on the solstice. And so it can be fun 6 months later to suddenly get something in the mail that you're not expecting. So that's that. And then this plate